Honestly, it is hard to imagine a worse deal for Ukraine. It's like, okay, guys, I'll stop leaving shit on your doorstep. All I want is for you to sign over the deed to your house. Here is a pen. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I want that pen back. Yes.
Exactly. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Washington to Westminster, the show that says both howdy and cheerio to the collapsing global economy. I'm Andrea Bridges-Smith from the Phoenix News Network, and with me here from the Interesting Times, it's Matt Johnston. Matt, how are things in jolly-ish old England?
Yeah, jolly-ish, I think is probably the right turn of phrase. Obviously, the big world news is the passing of the Pope, of course. Our heartfelt condolences to all the Catholics worldwide. You know, the real ones, Andrea.
Yes, the real ones. Yeah, by all accounts, this was a good and decent pope. You would hope that all of them would be, but occasionally one tortures people or fathers children with his mistresses or gets Rome sacked. But this one did not do any of those, so we are sad to see him go.
Yeah, he has actually said it's hypocrisy to call yourself a Christian and chase away a refugee or someone seeking help. Someone who is hungry or thirsty, toss out someone who is in need of my help. If I say I am Christian but do these things, I'm a hypocrite. I don't know, Andrea. All this caring for the poor and helping the sick all seems a little bit too woke for me.
Yeah. What's next? We're gonna love thy neighbor? Frickin' commies.
Yeah, right. I have to obey you seriously, though. Here clearly was a man who lived as he preached in helping others. I'm not a Catholic myself. I was raised Methodist, but his leadership was pretty inspirational by all account. Which is why I'm guessing Marjorie Taylor Greene sent that tweet about evil being defeated by the hands of God. Oh, wait, so Trump is God now? The only thing I can see that connects the late Pope and the fake president is that J.D. Vance has kissed both their rings.
Yes, for some reason, Trump inspires the same level of devotion in some people, though I have no idea why, especially lately. Because I'm sure you've noticed the markets have been whipsawing around based on his whims of the day. He's making everyone very nervous because, in addition to Mr. Art of the Deal not making any trade deals yet, he had been talking about firing Jerome Powell, who is the head of the Federal Reserve, or what we call the Fed. Now, the Fed is a very important group of total nerds. They have spent the past few years post-COVID trying to get our economy back on track while trying not to skid us into a recession at the same time. It's a tricky thing to do. Powell managed to do that, and then along comes Trump, who undoes all his hard work in the space of just a couple of months. And we're saying that Powell is the one that should be fired? I mean, if we're going to fire anyone, I think I might have a better suggestion.
Yeah, quite. I wonder how many of those, once they found out that Trump had been elected, decided to go on an extended holiday.
Yes.
Can he actually fire Powell, though? Does he have that power?
Technically, no, he does not, but he doesn't have the power to do all kinds of things that he's doing right now, and he just keeps doing them anyway. This is definitely a situation where if he did decide to try and do this, it would go all the way up to the Supreme Court, and they would probably, hopefully, tell him, nah, you can't do that, and then there's a pretty good chance he'd just do whatever he wanted anyway, because we're just a functional, sane democracy, and that's how those work.
Yeah, you think a 250-year-old democracy would have a few fail-safes in. I tell you what, you guys need a king. I mean, someone to say, off with his head, something like that.
Yeah, it's starting to sound better and better, as long as it's not the guy that currently thinks he is king. Now, the Fed is supposed to be acting independently to keep politics from screwing up the global economy. Good luck. But Trump kept talking about firing Powell. He did this for several days in a row. Every day he was like, his termination cannot come fast enough. And every time he did, the stock market plummeted in a Trussian manner. I think that's an adjective we can use now, right? So yesterday he finally said, no, I'm not going to fire him. And the markets went back up. And I just really don't like the idea of everyone's retirement accounts being wiped out and restored based on how pissy Trump feels that day. Does that sound like a good system to you?
That sounds like a great system. I have to say kudos as well to the use of Trussian. which sounds more and more like Liz Truss and Russian.
What a pair. Can you imagine if she showed up on Vladimir Putin's doorstep and he'd be like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this?
It's like Trump. It's like Liz Truss's handling on the economics,
Right.
paired with what Vladimir Putin wants to do to the US. And you
Yeah.
pair them together, you've got Trustian economics.
Exactly. We've invented a new word today, and that's all you can ask from a podcast. Is more stuff in the dictionary. So, Matt, what is happening across the pond? What's going on with you guys?
Well, the big news in the UK is everything is fine. I mean, if you're not elderly or a farmer or a trans woman. We spoke briefly, Andrea, last week about the Supreme Court's ruling that women, when talking about the 2010 Equality Act, only refers to biological women.
Yes.
Which is a relief to Keir Starmer, as it means he doesn't have to make a decision, he doesn't have to stick by anybody, and he gets to continue his long streak and never having to stand up for others as it's too difficult.
I mean, fetch this man a chair. He's been standing up for too long.
Right? Yeah. So following this ruling, several thousand people took to Parliament Square last Saturday to protest this. And the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, criticised 7 statues being vandalised, which of course is the important thing. Not
Right.
trans rights, but statues' rights. Sorry, Andrew, I'm off on one, but we waited 14 years to finally get rid of the Tories, and now we've got the Tories, but without the posh accents.
You know what? I think you're finally starting to miss Jacob Rees-Mogg, aren't you?
Really not.
I miss him. I miss him. A little picture with the top hat, his weird face. We don't get to talk about him anymore. It's really bumming me out.
Do you want to know how much Labour are marching to the Tories be, Andrea?
Sure.
So, Yvette Cooper, yes, her again, has ordered civil service to publish a league table on the nationality of all the prisoners, to which I have to ask, why?
Yeah, wondering what they want to do with that data. Like, they're already in prison. Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, what's, people are going to look at it and go, oh, look, I see that the Argentinians are moving up the charts a little bit, maybe down to number 9 for the Japanese. It's a genuine question to everyone out there as well. If you can think of any reason why, well, I can think of one reason, in fact.
Yeah.
That is racism. But if you can think of any other good reason why they're doing this, please do let us know.
Yes, I mean, it sounds kind of like they're trying to point fingers at other countries, maybe, but if there is one thing that can unite us as a planet, is that there are assholes in every country.
Quite. Yes.
Now, Matt, speaking of the vast array of human nationalities traversing the globe, here is a pro tip from me. Do not come here, at least not for the next few years. There was a story I saw where some Germans, these were German teenagers, 18, 19 years old, they had just graduated and were, globetrotting to celebrate. They were recently jailed and deported while traveling to the US on vacation because they didn't have a hotel room booked for the entirety of their stay. They were like, we'll get here, we'll figure out the rest when we arrive. And apparently that set off some alarm bells for the State Department. There was even a 19-year-old man who is a citizen of the US, born here. He was detained by immigration authorities for 10 whole days. And now there is some concern about FIFA next year, which is supposed to be co-hosted by the US and Mexico and Canada. And people are saying, okay, we've got soccer players coming in from around the world. We've got fans coming in from around the world. Are any of them going to actually be able to get into the country? I mean, let's say your first match is in Mexico and the winner advances to the next round in the US. I think both teams are going to be like throwing the ball with their hands into their own goals. The goalies are going to blindfold themselves. It's going to be chaos.
Yeah, I don't know if America has qualified. I think they do by hosting it, don't they? So America might win the whole thing. You never know. It could turn out that way, couldn't it? It's just through default.
Right,
America
exactly.
picks every single Olympic medal as well, because you've got the Olympics as well. It's worth mentioning. But I think that shows beyond anything that God definitely hates sports. Andrea, can I just say as well that I was listening to somebody else's podcast, and they said something about all these people that are worried about coming in. Mm-hmm. I would be worried about getting out.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. You're like, I'm not here to start any trouble. I just want to just come in, have a nice time, pop back over when I'm done. No need to hang on to me. I'll see
Although,
myself out.
if you're saying you don't want to cause any trouble, the England fans, I think that's a yeah.
Exactly. Well, you mentioned that God hates sports. I can tell you one of the host cities for FIFA is Houston, which is where I grew up. And the average temperature there in the summertime is about 34 degrees Celsius, with humidity somewhere around like 1,200%. So if God is trying to send people to hell, that is certainly an appropriate way station.
Yeah, although having met a few England football fans, I can quite confidently say this won't put them off.
Okay, well, if you know anybody that's coming over, tell them to keep a bag of ice in their trousers if they want to make it through the tournament.
Oh, do you think that will help?
It'll keep them from boiling to death for like 10 minutes. And then
Good,
after that,
good.
I don't know.
Good pointers there. All the people out there in so watching our YouTube at the moment. Wonderful. So anyway, under the banner of this, we should really have a disclaimer on this show, by the way, Andrea, that under the Trump administration, circumstances may overtake what we're talking about fairly quickly.
Yes, I would really like to live in a world where news doesn't move quite so quickly. But yes, do be warned. We recorded this before you are listening / watching it,
Yes.
and I'm sure things have changed by now.
We were talking about tariffs, weren't we, the other week? And then tariffs stopped, and they got put back on. Talk
Right.
back in your head to spin around. There we go. Anyway, so the latest coming out today is that there was due to be a talk in London about a Ukraine-Russia peace deal. It's been postponed. It will be among top officials rather than the top officials. And Marco Rubio won't be there.
Okay, I'm not sure what the difference is between top officials and the top officials. Do you have any idea?
I think that's it. I think it's people like Marco Rubio. It was going to be all the all the foreign secretaries.
Oh, okay.
So interestingly, that Trump said that he would get a peace deal on this first day. I'm sure you remember that, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Well, it seems that the only peace he's got is the one he's taking out of all of us. Anyway, he's ready to walk away if Russia and Ukraine don't sign a peace deal. So no official peace deal yet, but we seem to have a bit of an idea as to what the American version might look like. It's one that you'll be able to ascertain this anyway when I tell you what it's all about. But it's one that America and Russia have kind of put together themselves, which is that Ukraine would give up Crimea. They would also give de facto recognition of other territory which has been seized. All sanctions against Russia would be immediately lifted, and Ukraine would not be allowed to join NATO, and the US would be allowed to start mining for minerals on Ukraine's soil. All of this, of course, sounds very much weighted against Ukraine, but Trump hasn't forgotten them. Oh no. In fact, Vladimir Putin will give up territory he hasn't yet taken.
Okay. The art of the deal strikes again. Honestly, it is hard to imagine a worse deal for Ukraine. It's like, okay, guys, I'll stop leaving shit on your doorstep. All I want is for you to sign over the deed to your house. Here is a pen. Go ahead.
Yeah. And I want that pen back. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. The whole idea, I suppose, is that the deal is so bad, and I guess Trump knows this, the deal is so bad that, Putin goes, oh, yeah, the deal sounds great. As Zelensky goes, well, that's not a deal. I'm not taking that deal. Then Trump can turn around and say, oh, Zelensky ruined the deal. We had the deal all ready to go, and he stepped away from it.
Right.
Blah, blah, blah. So that's the idea, I guess.
Yeah, I heard the other day that they were saying that if we can't come to some kind of resolution, then the U.S. is going to have to move on. And it's like, it's a war. Is it just going to keep going forever? Like, what's happening here? We can't just move on from trying to achieve global peace. That's like our job, right?
Yeah, that's it. Just like empty seat there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So in our sort of normal way that we do and sort of stuff, we like to say we like to end on a high, right?
Yes.
So before we let you go, I thought I would wish you a very happy St. George's Day. It's today.
Oh,
St. George's
okay.
Day.
Great. That's my favorite beetle.
Right. So, for those that don't know, St. George is the patron saint of England, and to celebrate, the sky here is grey and it's raining. And we are doing the most English thing possible, which is I guess, forgetting about it or forgetting it happened.
That is extremely on brand. However, it seems like you should be forming a queue somewhere. Isn't that how you guys celebrate big events like coronations and such? There's no lines forming for this. Is that what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Well, we genuinely don't have any St. George's Day traditions. Maybe Morris dancing and Punch and Judy shows, that sort of thing. I had a look online actually at the English Heritage site for ideas, and they just come up with make your own cardboard sword and shield, which I'm pretty sure is part of our NATO commitment now.
Yes, okay. Well, everyone, don't forget to leave out some beans and toast for St. George, and be sure to hang your Argyle socks on the mantle so he can fill them with ale. It is a messy tradition, but a very important one.
That makes as much sense as anything we're doing, so why not? So there we go. Wonderful.
Don't forget
Thank
to
you,
form a
everyone.
line.
Thank you all so much for joining us. That's all the time we've got for this time. Do join us all as we go through it all again next week. So in the meantime, Andrea is talking American from America on her channel at Phoenix News Network right here. Hit subscribe, please. And you can find me at theinterestingtimes.co.uk. And we'll see you all soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.